fire that brain, because that brain will fight the anxiety. If you are suffering from anxiety about the future, the moment it is always looking out for danger and become an activity oriented person, Namaskar. Welcome to Conversations with Rakesh. I did a video a few weeks ago on 4 beautiful words that can help you in your careers and life, especially when you are afraid and full of fear in the context of speaking in front of people and life and decisions and career. And one of the viewers, someone from all of you lovely people out there, wrote a very nice comment. I don't know the name of this person, but their YouTube handle is IIPSMBD23. So whoever you are, I really appreciate the comment you wrote. And the comment reads as follows. I'm completely blank with the fear of not securing a job after college. I'm working on my dissertation, but I can't seem to find the proper direction to complete it. I also have responsibilities to my family. And there's no question, but I think I know what you're trying to tell me. So I thought in this video, I'll take this up. I want to let you know that I understand and I acknowledge how difficult this situation is for you. This is a real problem. And anxiety. So this is anxiety, classic anxiety. And you're worried about what's going to happen in the future. And it is so severe that you are just going in a loop and you don't even feel like doing anything. You want to postpone everything. Dissertation kal karenge. Let me just take a break. And then it just keeps on. You postpone everything. And this is a real problem. So to all of you who really are going through this severe, it's like, an anxiety cycle which is draining you, this video is for you. And I want all of you to know that this is a real problem. It is impacting so many of us. And this beast is not helping. This is making it worse. Because when you are, in your case, you are worried about what's going to happen tomorrow. And then this beast, very intelligent people out there who have, I understand these companies because I worked for a few of them. And the algorithm knows that you're afraid of something. So it will feed you more information about what's going to be a problem for you in the future, which will fuel your anxiety. So it's hard. So IIPS MBD 23 and all of you who are really anxious about your future, I want all of you to realize that it's a real problem. And I can give you some suggestions on how to deal with it. Remember, it's a very classical scientific issue. And if you understand the science behind it, you'll be able to break out of it. Anxiety thrives on indecision. So when you're anxious, your brain is like looking out for danger. The moment it is always looking out for danger, the entire energy of your mind is gone. You tend to protect yourself. So the first phase of anxiety is that you'll just keep overthinking, over-dramatizing. And then the mind from there, because it is afraid, will start to plan what to do next and how to protect. And so you keep thinking. Your mind is analyzing the situation all the time. And there's nothing. It's just analyzing. So anxiety breeds a phase in your mind where your mind is over-analyzing the situation. Kuch bhi nahi hai. You're hale and hearty, but the brain thinks that it's about to die. That signal creates the next phase, which is over-analyzing कि क्या हो रहा है, कैसे होगा, ये नहीं करूंगा, वो नहीं करूंगा, so your mind is in 40 different directions. So that happens. That is stage number 2. Stage number 3, you are exhausted and whatever you have to do, you postpone. कि boss, let me first feel good. This decision to postpone gives you temporary relief and that makes you feel slightly better. And then you completely move into a inaction zone. So let me repeat these 4 dangerous phases of anxiety. First is the trigger. The second is overanalysis. Third is postponing to give you temporary freedom or some safety of कि चलो ठीक है, I can postpone it and it's not that bad. So you feel temporarily good. But that postponement is dangerous because the fourth stage is you now have postponed everything which is in your hands and you go into a mode of indecision, inactivity. Your entire vitality is gone and this is a vicious loop. तो रोज आप ये करते हो. And that's what I think your question is कि I have a dissertation to do पर आप नहीं कर पाओगे. So my request number one is be aware of this science. Anxiety thrives on indecision and this is how your mind enters the indecision mode. So what is the solution? Get into an activity mode. And I have 3 suggestions for you to focus on activity mode. You know, one of the things we designed at School of Meaningful Experiences, there are 2 C's out of the 6 C's, curiosity and creativity. There's a reason why we focus on that. Curiosity and creativity activate the same parts of the brain where anxiety thrives. So if you are going to be really in this mode and break out of it, the antidote of this poison of anxiety is curiosity and creativity. You have to fire it up. And I'll tell you this beautiful story I read that when Shahid Bhagat Singh ji was about to be hanged, just few hours before, and he was very fond of reading. So just few hours before, he got some book. If I remember, it was a YouTube video I was watching, and the book was not like an easy book. It was like a very mathematical, scientific book. And he was hungrily turning the pages. And, you know, that power of curiosity fueled it forward. So the people who saw him in those last days were amazed at this behavior of Shahid Bhagat Singh, that here he is about to die, but he is hungrily reading that book. And I think I understand what it did to him, that it gives you such a spark of life, which I think you need to start focusing on. That Shahid Bhagat Singh ji inspired all of us, besides many other things, to read. Be a little bit creative, because that zone of the mind fights with the darkness of anxiety. So step number 1, if you want to come out of this anxiety phase, become very curious and creative. Pick up some very good book that you like, pick up a podcast, pick up a movie, but you have to absorb it. You have to fuel it. If you are a person who likes art, making something with your hands, this is the time to do it. Creativity helps. In my case, I write. Whenever I'm feeling extremely anxious, I write. So writing is that creativity and curiosity process for me. So step number 1, break this anxiety cycle of indecision and become curious and creative. Step number 2, get out of your home and your room where you are stuck. This is very important. Your body needs to break the routine. There was this friend of mine, and I can never forget, हमारे college में था. He had this amazing habit of waking up at the same time every morning early, doing the same routine. And the first thing he would do is get ready, go and sit in the library. And I thought, so I asked him one day, yaar, why do you do that? And he gave me a very nice thing कि मेरे पापा ने सिखाया. And I did some analysis on that later. It's a very nice activity to prepare yourself. In fact, a lot of people who don't have anything to do, like an office to go, and usually retirement, they get into depression because there's nothing to do. So a very big part is get up, show up at the place where you work and sit down. It could be a library. It could be a desk. The world's best writers, creative people do that. They get up, they go and sit at their place of work and they start working. Some people go for long walks. Some people go for, some physical exercise. But please make sure that you don't end up in the routine of your home. Come out of your home, sit somewhere, start working. This breaking of routine is very important to break the cycle of anxiety. And the last one is you have to push yourself and get it done. And in your case, there's a dissertation. छोड़ो मत उसको. भले ही 10 लाइन लिखो, 1 पन्ना लिखो, but please get it done. Nothing else will save you except finishing that. So when you finish the job at hand, when you break that cycle of indecision and you move, you push forward, even if it is a dissertation of 100 pages, finish it. You will get the boost of self-confidence कि मैंने कर लिया. And that will fuel your breakout of anxiety into the decision cycle. So let me give you these 3 suggestions. First, if you are suffering from anxiety about the future, and you're going in this cycle of anxiety and indecision, break it. Step number one, fuel your creativity and curiosity wala brain part, which will fight the anxiety darkness. Read a book, watch a podcast, learn something new, make something with your hands, create art, make good art, very nice saying as well. But fire that brain, because that brain will fight the anxiety. Number two, break your routine. Don't let that anxiety creep in you with indecision so that you just sit in your room and mull about it. Come out of your room, go for a walk, go sit in the library, go sit at the desk, simulate that you're working so that your brain starts to fire. And number three, get it done. Finish karo usko. And this whole thing will break the cycle of anxiety, indecision. देखो जो कल होगा वो किसी ने नहीं देखा. So don't worry about it. But you need to be aware that what you have to break is the cycle of indecision. Anxiety creates that. If you train your mind to break that cycle of indecision and become an activity oriented person, I think you'll break out and you'll be fine. So on that note, IIPS MBD 23 and all of you who are going through this rut of anxiety, see if you can come out of the anxiety indecisive mode into a purposeful active mode. And if you switch that, path is forward. On that note, stay safe.